about the Idaho case. I don't know if you guys were watching what I was doing months ago or during, like, before they caught Nothing Burger, but um I was looking I was looking through all the police archives. Um and I'm realizing this is gonna annoy me. How do I get rid of this thing? Get rid of that. See, this is called learning. That's what I'm doing. Boy, yeah, I really don't like football. That must be why I'm doing this right now. Um, Nothing burger, yep. So, I was looking through all the police reports and I actually made a few Freedom of Information Act requests, which are otherwise known as FOIA requests. In case you didn't know, that's how people are getting body cam footage. I have received a lot of it. Um, you just request any documentation from the Moscow Police Department. So I made, I believe, 8 requests in all, and I received within 3 days of my requests, I received all the digital files, including body cam footage and police reports for all of the reports that I requested. Also, sorry, I keep like burping because I just ate this amazing burger because there was like a Super Bowl sale. Oh my goodness, sorry. My nose isn't whistling, but my stomach is. Um, yeah, so I was like going through all through Christmas, all through Thanksgiving. I was going through all these police reports, and there were 8 that I thought were weird. Yes, objection overruled. I had a nothing burger, but oh, it was a something burger because I am very full right now and belchy. Whew. Um, Sorry. So I put in like 8 requests. I received 5 files, not files, but like zip files of documentation about each report that I requested, including full body cam, none of which, in my opinion, were related to the case. But it was really interesting to watch all this body cam. But I ruled everything out and I would not want to like share that publicly because it doesn't seem relevant to me. But there were 3 reports that I was most interested in receiving. Now remember, I only requested 8, and I did not hear back about 3 of them. And they were the 3 that I was the most curious about. So, chronologically speaking, I went back to September of 2022 in Moscow. And does anybody remember this? Anybody remember this? Well, I believe they put out a press release about this saying, so this happened on September 12th, I believe. I can check that right now because I wrote it in my little notes. Um, mm-hmm. Yeah, September 12th at, I converted it to non-military time, so 7:47 p.m. Man pulled a knife on female and her sorority sisters when they were walking back from Crumble. Officers responded, report taken. And the code was threatening, and this happened right outside of the U of I Rec Center, which, let's look. Okay. So it's like Paradise Creek Street. So that's like, I no, right. It's right there. So it's that big main street there. Laced up, you hadn't heard of that? Yeah, I didn't think so because this came out for like a day or two, a few days after the murders. That the police put out a press release that said this is not in any way related. The person who did this is cooperating. And I don't know, I thought it was weird because I went back to look for it like months later and it isn't there on their website as far as I can find. And it was there when I initially searched it because they were talking about it actively. They were saying, oh, that guy that pulled a knife on the two women, on the woman and her sorority sisters as they were walking back on campus, September 12th, 2022, 2 months before the murders, almost to the day. Yeah, well, yeah, wow. I didn't even think about that. He pulled a knife on them at 7:47 p.m. But then they put out this press release saying everything's fine. And then when you search for it a month later, it's gone. So I requested that report and I was denied. I was denied in a letter. They sent me a formal letter on December 29th, 2022, but they actually emailed it to me. I received it Eastern Standard Time on December 30th. Now, I don't know what day of the week that was. Probably doesn't matter, but they said my request was received on December 20th. Your request falls under the Idaho Public Records Law. The city's examination of records requested indicates the contents are exempt from public disclosure because the records are active investigatory records, which, if released, would deprive a person of a right to a fair trial per Idaho code, blah, 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 blah. Specifically, the records you are requesting are the subject of a case in which prosecution is pending. The statutory exemptions asserted herein shall not constitute a waiver of any and all other legal bases or privileges, which may also be applicable to documents which are the subject to your request. Please be advised that the city attorney for Moscow has reviewed your request. You have the right to appeal a denial by filing a petition in conformance with the I didn't do that. Please note that the exemptions from disclosure might not apply to the documents that you requested once the prosecution is complete. When the prosecution is complete, you may make another request, which will result in the release of all non-exempt public records. Sincerely, Mia Bautista, city attorney. So, that was weird to me because it said because they gave me all this other information. Well, 5 other totally transparent body cam footages, police reports. And this one is under investigation. Now, it could be that this is under investigation as a totally different investigation. Okay. My brain leans toward that being the probability. Oh, my voice is like gone and I'm burping so much. But I don't know. It was weird to me that was like something that's, of course it stands out to me because it's a man pulling a knife on a female and they called the police. It wasn't like a joke. And a report was taken and now it's not allowed to be disclosed to the public. And the 5 other reports, I know that's not a lot of requests that I made. Some people put in like a request for every report, but 5 of the 8 requests that I put in for suspicious behavior were totally, they sent me everything. They were very transparent. So this could be for another issue, but it was weird. Then I'm a crazy person. I made this whole map for myself and attached all the things. this was one of the other ones that I requested. This was October 3rd on the 700 block of Elm Street. Now that's like right in the middle of all the fraternities and sororities on campus. That's not down by, let me zoom out. Boy, I'm losing my voice. I haven't even talked today. That's a slow zoom that we got going there. Yeah, so this is the city of Idaho, or I'm sorry, city of Moscow. And well, right at its core is the University of Idaho. And right there is 1122 King Road, just so you have some perspective of where everything is. So this, as we know, right here above King Road is Greek Row, as far as like the off-campus Greek Row, like Fratlantis, like all the higher ups of the Greek Row. And then up here is the on-campus Greek Row, which is, you know, generally the younger of the Greek Row peeps. In fact, it's literally, I'm trying to see if they label the, but all of, like, literally, whatever those Greek letters names are, they're all right in here. Like, this is right in front of one of the sororities, I believe. Assault at 12:21 a.m. October 3rd. Complaint of a male being grabbed by two males. Officer responded. Report taken. So, again, this could also be an active investigation of its own. But is that really like what I see? I have the context of looking through all these logs over the last few months. There's so many drug issues. There's like a lot of actually huge problems happening in this little city, but they're gonna make an investigation of this male being grabbed by two males, report taken. So I requested it and it was denied. So just so you know. Yeah, laced up, I bet. Like, it's fascinating. The sorority and fraternity stuff is fascinating to me too. And I did go to a university in the US where this stuff existed, but I just was so disconnected. I had no friends involved in that. And I'm kind of grateful that I didn't. So I am learning a lot actually through all of this. Probably knew just as little as you did. I just knew, like, I don't want to go to a frat party or a sorority party. I mean, if I had had a friend in one, I probably would have gone, but yeah, I didn't. And this is the third report that I was denied. So this is the one that I'm really stuck on. Okay. So King Road is down here. That's the U of I. The September thing happened here with the knives. The October thing happened here with for some dude grabbing guys out at midnight in front of the fraternities or the sororities. The King Road awful murders happened on November 13th, 3 a.m. And that's Sigma Chi right there. Then we drive on over here. That's the golf course right here. A lot of weird stuff there. But this is the third report I called in. 900 block of Perimeter Drive, which is technically, that's in front of the University of Idaho facilities. That's what that is right there. Okay. So, I don't know why this like fascinated me from day one. I kept kept seeing there being these police reports or calls, 911 calls from from the 900 block of Perimeter Drive, which I learned was the University of Idaho's facilities department. That's where all of their facilities cars are. Yep. So people who like work for the university's facilities department, which could be all kinds of different facets of the university. It could possibly even be maybe security guards. That's 900 block Perimeter Drive. That is that block. So there's a report on November 8th, 3 days before the murders, right? Theft, other. And this is at 1:44 in the afternoon. RP reporting sensors were moved into apartment complexes. Have been moved since 3rd of November. No suspects. Officer responded. Report taken. Now, another thing about this is that it's actually kind of rare for the Moscow police to take a report unless there's like drugs or like alcohol offenses and stuff. But for them to make a report, I mean, I guess it is a theft report. But I was thinking, like, what if someone had, what is sensors? Sensors were moved into apartment complexes. That part I don't understand. Wait, so maybe they're saying the sensors in an apartment complex were removed since the 3rd of November? Or are they saying sensors in the facilities department were moved into apartment? Like, I don't understand what they're saying here. So I requested this report. It's one of the 8, and it's one of the 8 that I was denied because of an active investigation. And I was sent that letter on December 30th, the day that Brian Koberger was arrested. So, I don't know if I'm explaining all this. It's hard to, it's hard to explain all the weird synchronicities that happened here. Like, I requested 8 different reports over the span of 3 months. And I got all of the requests back immediately, very timely. I had all the information included for 5, and I was denied 3. And the day I got those denials was on December 30th, 2022, the day that Brian Koberger was arrested in Pennsylvania. I just thought it was interesting because I remember like putting in these requests. I mean, like, why am I not getting these 3? Does that mean they're significant? And then I read, no, you can't have them. I wake up in the middle of the night and read, no, you can't have these 3 reports. I close out my email and I just see this picture of Brian Koberger for the first time. So I was like, what? And maybe it's a complete coincidence, that it's weird that this denial for this, and this one was November 8th, 3 days before the murders. Theft of sensors? Like, was someone removing surveillance? Was someone smart removing surveillance? Are they wondering about that in regards to this case? I don't know. It could be its own case. Who knows? But another interesting thing about the U of I facilities. I was like, all right, what's this look like? I don't know. I think I'm just starting to like lose it lately with this case. Oop. We're all getting a little silly. But like right here. And I don't want to speculate anymore. I mean, I can speculate, but I don't want to listen to the speculation online right now because I can make up my own speculation. Check this out. Oops. Oops. Google Maps. No, not Google Maps. See what happens. See what happens. Here we go. This is from like a few years ago, I think. But isn't it kind of funny? Isn't it kind of funny that the U of I's facilities cars are all just random white cars of any type? So I don't know. Thought that was kind of funny. I don't know where I am now. But yeah, those are the weird things that I found on the internet. And if anybody would like to call in live, we can give that a shot. It is 410-575-3733. The lines are open.